Hi, good evening. How are you? My name is Senga Umba. I'm a second grade teacher, and I wanted to talk about um, your son's success, the academics. And I'm so glad you're here. Why don't you have a seat? And we're gonna go through some of his progress. So, so your son Rashad, he is really doing a great job on his grades, and we're gonna go through some of his subjects that he's struggling with. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And let's see. So his progress on his math he's doing a really good job, and he's still in the process of counting and addition and multiplication, but he's having a little bit of a struggle of his subtractions. Let's say, for example, let's say 7 minus 1 is 6, so that's what he just put on the correct answer. But if he's struggling with, like, he having a little issues about subtracting, like, for example, if he says 5 minus 5 equals 1, that's not the right answer. So so he's still in the process of trying, of making a little bit of success of how he's struggling with subtraction, and he's doing a brilliant job of addition, because adding is really an easy thing to do when it comes to adding more numbers, but he's having problems, a little bit of problems with counting, but he's still on the progress of practicing more when it comes to math. So if you have any questions, just let me know. So we're gonna go through some of his other subjects as well. So his other subject that he's struggling just a little bit, it's so I can see there he has a C, a C in English, because he's having issues with speech therapy development and all that stuff. So he has a lot of he is full of energy, and he is trying to improve about what he's trying to say, to complete his sentences in one phrase. um so so this is his grade right here, which is, oops, so his grade, he has like a B minus, so he's doing a really good job, and he's trying to he's still working on his speech, because he tries to, like, speak in front of the people, like he's trying to talk, to communicate with students around him, and then he's still in the process of learning what he needs to do when it comes to English. And also he has a little bit of he's still on he has put a lot of effort on writing skills. When it comes to writing skills, he has writing the letters. Like, for example, if he writes a capital A or B or C, like he having some little issue about his writing. So, like, if he wants to write a letter B, you just have to capitalize the B, and he wants to make a little bit of small letter, like a letter, like for example, letters of the alphabet, or, well, 26 letters of the alphabet, for example. And at least he's really in the process of learning how to write letters in a proper way. So at least he's doing a fabulous job so far. And yeah, and over here, so his grade for his English is like a B minus, but he's still in the process of getting up to an A average. So, and I know your child will do an amazing job when he improves more. He has to get more. It shows a lot of improvement of success, of succeeding on one of his classes as well. And so if you have any questions, so just let me know any subject that he needs to work on. So he's still in the process of learning and such and all that. So his other subject is let's see. Okay, so this is a subject that he's been learning, because let's say he's learning about social studies. So he is struggling about when it comes to social studies. He's trying to learn about the Aztecs, learn about the Mayans, the Mongols, and such. And one of his issues that he's trying to struggling with is based on taking quizzes or tests. Like he has to study more about his in order for him to prep him his test. So my advice for you is to sit with him on the table. Well, sit with him on the table with his books and make sure he has to study more before the day of the quiz or test that he's gonna take and the exams as well, because he's doing a good job of answering questions or asking your teachers questions about what he learned, what he doesn't understand. But the most important part is to study before the quiz. So this is his grade right here, which is a C, because he has to like practice before the tests or the exams, like, and so he's doing a little, still in the process of learning what needs to be done, and his homework always done on time, always done, because he did a fabulous job on his homeworks and assignments that he's done in class. And he also asked so many questions to his teachers just to make sure that he is on the right track, because I encourage your child to do his best before the quiz or test or any assignment that he needs to finish. So he, like I said, he is doing a great job of submitting stuff on time, and he's still in the process of revising the quiz and before, well, taking the test and such. So he has to work on, put a lot of more effort on social studies. So yeah, that's what he needs to work on. So do you have any questions for me or any concerns? Okay, great. So his other class he's taking is PE. PE is an A plus because EP is such an easy class for him to. He loves sports because he loves playing basketball. He plays football, but he's most likely a basketball fan because he's really good at it. Like he likes to shoot the ball, take defense and such. So, and he does a lot of participation. So this is what he has, an A, which is a really good grade. And I encourage him to improve more because he has to be out and about, do some exercise. He also has to stay healthy, stay I can't think of a word. He has to stay focused. He has to stay he can't even like he can, he can just pass the class because he's always able to pass the class with A plus, by the way. So in art, so this is how participation works when it comes to getting your grades up in order for him to get like a basketball scholarship. That because when he graduates from school, he wants to go take a scholarship to, if he wants to play basketball, he can just take the scholarship. And also because basketball is really one of his favorite sports as his free time. So his grade is an A, which is he did a fabulous job on putting his in participating on any activities based on his PE subject. So I encourage him. He does a great job, but it's still, his A plus is still on paper. So he's gonna do it because once he graduates, he's gonna get a scholarship in order for him to be on the right track to be part of a basketball court or basketball game, for example. So yeah, I really encourage him I encourage to put a lot of effort for him in order for him to be successful. And based on his academics, he did a fabulous job, but he has to focus on his writing skills in English and some quizzes and tests on social studies. So that's what he needs to work on, like study before the quiz or asking him some questions or let him ask, or he can ask questions like and say, hey, what is this or that, etc. So his job is to pass one of his two classes, which is social studies and English. So that way he could get like, he has to get like a B plus or higher so he can pass the class to get based on his GPA, because GPA has to be like a 2.0 or higher so in order for him to pass the class. So yep, so so these are one of the two main classes that he's struggling on right now. So he has to put a lot of effort before the end of the semester, because by the end of the semester everything has to be done and cleared, and make sure everything has to be submitted on time, and he has to study even more in order for him to prepare himself for exams and such. So do you have any more questions for me? Okay, great. So, well, thank you so much for coming into my classroom, and I hope your son will be successful, and I hope you'll do all the best in this semester. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed evening. Stay safe, and I will see you again next time. Bye.